So one of the big things this week was NBA Europe. There's being like an international push now from the NBA to like almost make like a super league, it seems like, of including, majority of Europe. The article I'm reading right here, just says, play could begin in like 2027 where the NBA joins with Europe for a new league that's in Europe. So, and you sent me a post that was talking about like this could be the end of the Euro League, which has such a rich history. And it seems just kind of, I don't know. I mean, did you ever play in Europe when you were in the NBA or no?
We played in the UK.
You guys did? Was that a regular season game or preseason?
It was regular season. It was I was with the Raptors and we were playing the Magic actually. It was like the year before I got traded. So I didn't go too many other places.
And it was just one game out there?
Yeah. But they do that. They're starting to do that more and more, and they've been doing it. Sometimes it's preseason. Other times they'll have you scheduled for like a trip in the middle of the year. But every time the NBA goes to Europe or they go anywhere, people always show up and turn out for it. So it's like it's a big event, and I think them moving to Europe it's very realistic. And like you said, I sent you that post the other day saying like the people that are running the Euro League are kind of like at a crossroads right now. They're either going to jump on board or their league might cease to exist. So we'll see.
It's tough because
hold up.
Hi, Potsi.
Hey, Zoe. They not have school?
Nah, she got out early today. Yeah.
Oma.
All right. So back to
bro.
So basically this article is talking about, Adam Silver says over time, certainly in Europe, as plane travel gets faster, when I think of flights from New York to LA, for example, there's no reason if we had 14 teams in Europe, you couldn't travel. That because basically what he's saying is, travel's
sure.
Travel's going to be easier, but at the same time, it's just, I don't know. It seems like a lot.
No, you could do that because I feel like that's what they do with the East Coast and West Coast teams. Remember, it's only from Portland to Orlando is 6 hours.
Yeah.
From Orlando to UK is 6 hours, 6.5.
Yeah.
So it's essentially the same. You'd be covering the same amount of distance, but I feel like what they would do is they would do just like you do. You would spend maybe a week and a half out there. So you would probably play your first game would probably be like, let's say if they put a team in London, you would start off in London and then you would start hitting places around there, kind of grouping teams together and then make your way back with the nearest flight back to the mainland. So who knows? It's definitely doable. It's definitely possible. We do it now, just not as much. But we're talking about trying to put teams in Mexico. We have teams in Canada, so they're definitely looking abroad. But yeah, man, it's definitely a realistic possibility. And who knows what that could mean for the future of basketball.
Yeah. And the big thing, like you said, is, the Euro League, it's almost like you almost have to jump on board because then if a few teams do, and then you're kind of battling the NBA, I don't know, it's tough, but
you're going to be like the Pac-10 and there's going to be 3 teams in there. And it's just like, all right, this isn't going to work. You're going to either have to sink or get on board.
Yeah. So. And the talent that European is producing for the NBA is such a big draw right for doing something like this because the influx of the massive European market now that's really following the NBA because of the Jokic's, because of the Doncic, because of Giannis. It makes sense. It's just, I guess logistics. You have the East. The East Conference is going to be way east, and then
they might just split it up still into 2 conferences. You just have to divvy them up, like you'd have Europe versus the States, like East Coast. It'd be the Euro League or the Euro Conference, US Conference. I could definitely see that being possible. But man, that would be a lot. There's still some logistics they would probably have to figure out. But if that happens, man, that would be huge. The NBA would literally be a global game, a global league, a conglomerate.
Now you can crown the world champs.
That would finally make sense. That would finally make sense. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's always made sense because we always have the best players, regardless. So it's like I'm just going to assume that the best players are in the NBA. So if you guys win it here, it's safe to say that you guys are going to beat Barcelona and Madrid. So I don't know, but for the most part, I'm here for it. I would love to see that, bro. I would love to see that.
Well, or actually, it's funny because Orlando and Memphis Grizzlies play each other in Germany this year, January 15th. So,
shout out to Wagners.
They're trying to set more, get to these different places like France, trying to get games even, potentially Japan, Mexico.
Well, think about it, man. All the best players now aren't necessarily American. If you want to really get the outreach of to maximize what the NBA could outreach to the fans, you're going to have to start, going to where some of these fans are that have some of these huge fan bases. Like there's countries that stay up in the middle of the night to watch some of our games. And it's just like, if they can tap into that, it could change the entire landscape of what we know as the NBA today. So,
and I mean, you see it on the NFL side too, where they're like starting to play these more games internationally. But then it makes you think, because I had a chance to play in Europe, like soccer's so big globally. And it's funny because you're starting to see these big teams from Europe soccer. They come and play, these MLS teams in the United States because they're trying to build their outreach in the United States, where we're going the opposite way, trying to build our reach that way, where, you want to get on that global marketplace of like a, World Cup, because that's like the biggest sporting event in the world, most people. Yeah. And so it's just a chance for these teams to expand, and these organizations like the NBA, the NBA and the NFL to keep expanding, because they're always trying to find ways to make more money, do more things, and the only way you can go is hit other countries.
And it takes time. You got to plant those seeds now, and then maybe it's a long way out, but like 25, 50 years from now, you could have this whole thing on lock. So who knows? That would be amazing. I would love to get a job at the NBA and just travel around the world to just watch basketball games at the highest level. So
that'd be pretty sweet.
Who knows?
Bro? So you sent me this LeBron James thing. I don't know. Did you even actually see it?
I got tricked. I didn't even see it. I seen that it was October 7th.
So it was a good marketing scheme. But basically,
it got me.
It's basically everyone's kind of pissed off because they thought maybe potentially LeBron was going to announce he's going to retire after this year, because supposedly it's said that when he does go to retire, he's going to obviously announce it before his last season, to get a parade.
That's what I'm saying. Get the Kobe treatment, get the farewell tour.
I mean, I don't blame him. He's been doing it forever. But that thing was all about cognac.
It was liquor.
It was all about liquor. It was an advertisement for liquor.
That's exactly what Snoop did. I think like last year, he was like, "Hey, I'm done smoking. I'll never smoke again." And then it turns out he was selling barbecues. And I was like, damn, good for you, Snoop. Up, psych. All right, got it. So this essentially was one of them.
Yeah, LeBron basically is just entering the cognac world. I know he's in the he has a tequila brand, Lobos, and then now I guess they're adding, cognac, trying to compete with Hennessy, I guess.
Jeez, that dude's trying to take over the world, bro. He's trying to start his own NBA. I know we were just talking about the Euro NBA league, but he was talking about he wants to start his own league. Or is that a part of what the NBA is doing? Or he's just trying to start another league?
I'm not sure. I know LeBron's talking about being an owner, trying to be an owner.
Well, not even an owner. Somebody said he was trying to start a league that would rival the NBA. And I'm like, really? Like him and Mav Carter. I'm like, that is...
It's just so tough because...
ambitious.
It's just so hard because it takes the NBA has been around for so long. Not even just the money, but it's like you don't have the fan base, man. Like,
no, you don't.
You know what I'm saying? Like these fans have been building for 50, 60 years through bloodlines. Like, generations of my dad watched them, then you watch them. And it's the same with college sports. It's like why college sports was never going to go anywhere. And obviously they're building it. And it's like college is basically like pros now at a smaller level.
Definitely.
But definitely college fan bases are so diehard, you're never gonna lose it. Like that's why they can compete with. That's why I can compete. Like now it's like they're competing like the NFL and college football guys are trying to stay in college longer because they're getting a bunch of money.
For sure. But I just feel like there's more of a yes, everybody watches this. They have a sports team that their city has. But when you go to a college, you feel a little more connected to that program, that school. So, yeah, there's going to be a lot more like donors. I feel like it's going to have a different type of fan base than you would if it's like an NFL game. There's two different types of fan base. They can both like both sports, but it feels like you're really a part of a team there. Like you really went to school there. You were part of the culture.
You're repping their stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, I go to.
So I feel like that's why it's kind of capped, because there's not. It can only do that. Like it's not too much you can do outside once you leave college. But I feel like NFL teams are a little different. I mean, it's a little more. It's not as personal, but it's definitely dope. I feel like the only time it becomes personal, it's like if somebody wins a championship and then the parade comes to your town. But outside of that, there's just like a, not to say the NFL is soulless, but it's just not. There's a feeling that's missing from college football, and I feel like you can use whatever that feeling is that they have in college and monetize it and get super paid off of it.
Yeah.
To football, or like to NFL at least.
Yeah, because I mean, like you think alumni, I feel like most pro fans are either from that city or their parents raised them as that type of fan. Yeah, because it's like you'll be like, I got friends in Washington that are, I grew up a Seahawks fan because I lived in Seattle and I went to games, had season tickets. Where like I have fans out here, they're like, "Oh, I grew up a Green Bay Packers fan." I'm like, "You never lived in Wisconsin in your life.
Never emotional attachment."
Yeah, to it. But they're like, "Oh, my grandpa was a big, Green Bay fan," and then I started watching. So it's so different because it can be all over the place. Where like colleges, it's like either you like had to go there or like you lived right next to it. Like
for sure.
Because like I grew up a Husky fan because I lived in Seattle, but then as I got older, it's like. I stopped caring about
exactly what it was.
I stopped caring about UW, and it's like my sister goes to WSU, and like it's just like I could care less. But back then it was like, oh, I loved them.
Yeah.
No, it's college sports. So people are crazy, bro.
I know. I wish we could have played in the NIL era.
I know it would have been a lot
some
different.
cash. It'd have been so much different, bro. I don't even know if I would have won. I probably still would have gone to the league when I could have, but like definitely would have thought about it longer. I mean, if I can be the top dog here, and then bro, come on now, like having money.
And the other thing is like I don't think the school. It doesn't seem like the school aspect of this side of it is like the same.
What do you mean?
I just feel like it's not as like serious.
People don't
as
take school serious now.
I'm not saying they didn't take it serious back then either, but I'm just saying like I feel like the requirements and like they're letting a lot of stuff slide now because of the money. Because it's like these guys are getting paid a lot of money. They're not gonna like. You're not gonna see a kid like fail. You're not gonna see. You're not gonna see a kid like fail out like where before.
You think that's actually something that was going on? Like there's kids that are not supposed to be passing classes, and all of a sudden it's just like, all right, we have to even put more pressure on this professor because we do have $5 million in NIL on this kid, and if he's not playing, we're gonna hear about it.
I mean, bro, just like I do. There, even when we were back in our like age of growing up and getting recruiting, like they did stuff for certain players definitely got treatment.
Oh yeah, but you had to be good enough for that type of shit.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It's the same thing now. It's like they're getting a bunch of money. You think that they're gonna do online classes? Like how many classes?
We're gonna give them 4 film classes. We're gonna give them an art class, and then
bro, you're paying the guy $5 million. Do you think this kid? Do you think they're gonna be going to class, man? Like
you're gonna give him a calculus 3 class? No way,
bro. No way. Yes, it's just. I mean, now don't get me wrong. There's probably guys that are ambitious that want to get their degree and do all the things, but it's really hard for me to think that there's guys out there making a ton of money that they're not putting all their time into the sport. Because they're getting paid to do that. Like, think about that. Like, they got it's just like professional. You got to practice.
Especially
you got to do your film.
Kid that knows, like, I'm not going to the league, and this is like
you don't know. Like, you might not. You like, I have to do all this right now. So, I feel like the school side of it just makes it hard to. That's just a weird combo. Hey, actually, it's funny because I was talking to some college coaches this week. They're up at our facility, and I was asking them. I was like, "Have you seen the NIL like change like the way players like are acting like towards you guys, like, you know what I'm saying? Because it's kind of like it's a weird thing where it's like, hey, these guys are getting a bunch of money, like now is there more like talking back? Is there more, is there like,
is there more ego?
Yeah, is there more ego? Is it more standoffish? And he was just like, not necessarily in that way, I'm not seeing that, but like, it's so different recruiting now. He's like, people are upfront, like, hey, this is what I want, this is what I need, and this is the money. And then some other people are like, different, still like want to see what the facilities are, but like, because when we were growing up, it was like we're getting recruited. What's the facilities like? What's the education like? Like, what's the program like? Yeah, it's like, what are all these things that matter? And now it's just like, if they give me a bunch of money, I don't care where I go. Like, I could care less.
Yeah, for sure. It's kind of like the NBA too, the sports in general. Like, yeah, I'll take some money for, just to not have it as nice, I guess. But for the most part,
exactly.
That up.
You could care less what the stadium looks like. You could care less how many people are in it. You know what I mean? Like, the atmosphere doesn't matter as much. Like, where before you go on a recruiting visit, you're like, oh, this is crazy. The football team's good. This is fun. Like, now it's like, are you going to give me $1 million or no? Like,
cut straight to the chase. Yeah, no fluffer anymore. Just straight to the point. How much can you give me? And then we can talk about everything else after.
Exactly. That's what he says. Like, that's it. And then we can talk about the rest. Whereas before, it's like the buildup. It's
leads to the commitment. Now it's like the commitment's the first goddamn thing they want to hear. Is like, look, do you have this amount? Okay, then we can talk. I mean,
he did say the biggest thing was just he's like, the biggest issue is just the guys paying taxes. He's like, they just don't.
Jesus!
They just don't remember because. Well, and he's like, we set them up with all these financial people, but he's like, it still doesn't matter. They'll be like, oh, I didn't know I had to pay taxes. Like, you're just getting cut a check, man. Like, you're getting paid all this money. You got to pay the taxes on it.
Yeah, you got to have some financial literacy behind that because you're going to have all this money and then be paying all this back tax because you don't know what the hell to file for. And you're going to be just kind of like, all right, well.
And you spend all of it. Let's say you spend all of it.
Yeah. Now my car's gone and now they're putting liens on my house. Like, it's going to be, that's a rough way to learn the financial system. So, I mean, at some point they need to start putting a little more safeguards and security nets for these kids. I mean, some of them are getting a lot of money, but they need to understand like what that comes with and how to manage that and what to be aware of because there's a lot. I mean, they're probably just asking for all this bread and not really understanding what's going to come with that. And I can guarantee you, just based on looking from some of these higher colleges, like the fucking Texases of the world and the Ohio States, I'm looking at all these kids and the whole parking lot looks like a freaking high-end luxury dealership because everybody's driving Lamborghinis, Ferraris, and da-da-da. I'm just like, all right, well, do you guys like know that your insurance, your premiums, what you need to have all this covered? Like it's a lot. And I don't think from the looks of it, it doesn't seem like they're teaching a lot of that.
And like, it's, you can set, talking to the coaches, like you can set up all these things like, hey, financial advisor, people to talk to, but at the end of the day, it's their money and they're going to, a person can make their own decision.
You don't use it.
Yeah, exactly. So if you don't use that, you're going to make mistakes. But like, even like you said, even if it's high end, let's say you're making a bunch, but even if, let's say you're making $100,000 and you don't pay your taxes on that. And
a bigger chunk that you're not even realizing.
Well, that's what I'm saying. And then let's say you go 4 years down the line and something happens and you're not playing anymore. And you did 4 years of school and you made like, $500,000 and you never paid taxes on it. But then you spend a bunch of money, buy a house, do all these things. Next thing you know, it could turn bad. But like, I mean, like you said, people have Lambos, Ferraris at those high end. And it's like, don't get me wrong, $5 million is a lot. I know, $5 million is a lot of money, but let's say you don't make it to the NFL or make it to the NBA.
I haven't seen that much now.
Yeah, it can go quickly for sure.
Yeah. Nutty.
You were we can go back into story time again. I know there's a lot of funny comments about your guys' Hawaii trip on.
Bro, all my teammates, all my old college teammates pop up out of nowhere, dropping more tidbits of information. I'm just like, damn, I remember that too. But it's crazy seeing the interaction from all them dudes. Yeah, that's a night I don't think any of us will forget.
So it looks like MBA was part of it. Was Darnell Gant? It looks like he was part of it.
Yeah, Darnell Gant. So I was talking to Justin Holiday, and he was he was like, him and Darnell lived together, and they were the night they were supposed to fly to Hawaii. It was like a red eye flight or a red eye thing, like in the middle of the night. And I think their idea was, all right, we're gonna just pull this all nighter and then just sleep on the plane. And then they actually, I remember Darnell and Justin they weren't out at the beach with the rest of the guys. They were one of the other two guys that were in their rooms. But where they messed up was they were trying to pull that all nighter. And then they actually ended up falling asleep right before it was time to go and ended up coming late to the bus.
Oh,
so we're sitting on the bus waiting for them. And and I think coach made a mental note of that.
Yeah.
And so when we got to the thing, like they were like, no, we're good. Like nothing else. And so when he called their names to come to the baseline to start running, they were confused. And he was just like, what, why are we running? He was like, you guys, remember you guys were late to the bus. Yeah, get on the line. So I was like, damn, bro, he's pulling shit from, it is what felt like a week and a half ago. We were out in Hawaii so long. But yeah, bro, it's a horrible day. Day.
And then was Isaiah there too?
Isaiah was on the team. Yup, he was running. He was running too. Isaiah Thomas, Justin.
So who did run? CJ?
Me and CJ Wilcox. I think we're maybe me, CJ Wilcox. Was there anybody else? That might have been it. We were the only two guys that weren't running. The two goody two shoes. Not a single sprint. I'm just sitting in my class, and it was terrifying too, bro. Those guys running for so long. They're running what we call fibers.
Yeah.
They had to run up and down. They had to run 5 down and backs in like 60 seconds, and then they did like 10 of those. And I'm like, bro, the sun is coming up, and they're running still. Like, this is madness. But we're the best in shape team that year. Defense, all 40 minutes.
And this is your freshman season.
Yeah, freshman season, bro. I got to play with Isaiah Thomas.
Was Vanoy running?
Vanoy Overton. Yeah, he was like a combo guard, like our third point guard. We had Abdul Gaddy. We had a stack team.
Wait, so man. All those guys were running. Abdul, Vanoy,
everybody except me and CJ. Telling you, bro.
Okay, so you left off last podcast by like teasing something about you guys had BB guns.
Yes. Yeah, this is another crazy story. All right. This is year 2.
So you feel a little bit more comfortable. You're a sophomore now. You could do whatever you want.
What it felt like at the time, but it was this wasn't during the season. This might have been even
spring.
No, it's got to be it might have been spring
of your freshman year.
Freshman year, right after everything, bro. Crazy. We all were just meeting up we had just worked out. We were about to go get something to eat, and then I think we went to the store. I think it was like Walmart I don't know why. Then Walmart was closed. We, for some reason, purchased BB guns. We got like a BB gun and an airsoft gun. For no reason, we just got them. Don't know why. Don't know whose idea it was, but I remember we got back to our apartment complex and we're walking around, and like there's a little courtyard where in the middle of our apartment. So we're just kind of hanging out, walking to our rooms. And I think somebody must have seen us playing around with BB guns and freaked out and called how
many people was it?
So it was me, Scott Suggs, Abdul Gaddy, I think one of the no. It was me, Abdul Gaddy.
And you guys all had BB guns.
Yeah, like 3 or 4 of us had BB guns.
They call campus police or something, or what?
So who's the person that you'd had the I can't remember the name. If you got locked out of your apartment, who's the person?
Like a RA,
like a RA,
like a resident.
Yeah, like an attendant.
Yeah.
So they must have called them. They called the police. We're now in my apartment, hanging out, waiting for our rest of our teammates to show up. I'm playing Call of Duty in my room. Somebody else is playing with me. We're just waiting for guys to show up. So we still playing around with the guns in there. And I'll never forget this, bro. We hear a boom, 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 boom. And we thinking it's one of our teammates. So Abdul Gaddy, he's like, okay, I'll go get it. He's walking to go at the door. As he's walking to the door, he's like, "Who the fuck is it?" And bro, he look, and I hear him say this. I was like, "Why is he yelling?" He looks at the people, and his whole demeanor changed. He came back into my room. He was like, "Guys, it's the cops. They got these big ass guns, and they're standing in front of the door." I'm like, "Are you serious?" He was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Bro, put the guns away." I was like, "Hide the guns." I was like, "Put them somewhere." I was like, "Just put them away." I put mine in the bottom of my laundry basket.
Like they go find it,
bro. Scott, yeah, right. Scott puts his somewhere else in his room. I don't know. We're right across the hall
just
from each other.
panicking. You guys are panicking.
So we're like, okay, just calm down. I was like, I was like, fucking open the door, let them come in. And he was like, okay. I was like, and I told him,
are they like yelling?
I was like, yeah, they're like, open up. Yeah. And we had these steel doors, so it's not like a door you can kick down. So it's like a metal door that like
I remember it.
So we put the guns away, and then I'm like, Scott, bro, turn my Xbox off. I'm playing Call of Duty. I don't want no gunshots coming from this anywhere in here, bro. This is not the time. And I'll never forget, bro. I was like, they were trying to get me to open the door. I was like, I'm not opening the door. I was like, send Gaddy. He's light skinned. They won't probably fire on sight when they see him. Let him go first. So he opens the door. They come in. They're like, we had reports that there was a gun there was guns in the area. Da, da, da. I'm just like, I was like, I'm just sitting there. I was like, I don't have nothing. I froze. I literally froze. And then I think Scott was like, yeah, I have. It's a fake. It's not real. He gave him
the BB gun.
And so they were like, okay, is there any more? And nobody said anything. So they start looking around, bro. They did not find it. They did not find it in my laundry basket. I don't know why. I thought they were gonna turn.
Wait, hold on. How many cops was there?
There was, bro. So there was maybe
4 or 5.
There's like 4 at the door. There was like maybe.
Do they have guns drawn?
There was like school. Yes, guns drawn. There was cops
everywhere
under our bed. Like, here's the dumb thing. Our apartment was two blocks over from the campus police department. So they were on us so fast that like by the time we walked from the courtyard to our dorm room, it was probably maybe like about 5 minutes before they're banging on our doors. So it was quick. So we didn't know what the hell was happening. But yeah, man, Romar got a wind of that. He got a dog.
Wait. So hold on. Go back. So they came in, guns are drawn. Like, where's the guns at?
Like, where's the gun? Scott was like, yo.
And they searched your whole apartment?
They searched, mind you, our apartment is small, right? So
yeah, I remember.
Like no bigger than this room. And then there was 3 little rooms. So mine was right across from Scott. And then there was somebody at the end of the hall, but which is all like real closed off. So it wasn't too many people in that room, but they had like 4 cops in our room, 5 cops, like more than like 10 cops in the courtyard, a squadron of cop cars in the parking garage. And I was like, damn, bro.
Are you hearing all these signs? You hear all these sirens? Were there sirens just going off crazy?
No. They were that close. That like it wasn't they were just like just run across the street, just drive over. Yeah, bro. It was literally a block and a half away from where we were. So I was like,
dude, that's crazy. I wonder.
They took that shit so serious. And I get it.
I mean, I get it, but like, can they just go in? I guess. If you guys told them not to come in, but is his campus?
We let them in though.
Oh yeah, it's true.
And it was like there's a shoot. They're thinking a gun. They're thinking of shooters on campus. Like they're fucking.
Oh yeah. And you're on. You were literally on campus, right?
On campus. We're on campus.
Yeah. So they're tripping.
They were tripping, and then when they found out it was just the hoopers, they were like, "Oh fuck, okay."
And so then it was a BB gun. What did they say about the BB guns? Like, you guys can't have these on?
Yeah, they took them. They took them, and then I just got rid of mine after that.
You disposed the evidence. What did you do? Did you find some dumpster?
Threw it in the trash. I was like, I don't need this. Fuck it.
You probably wiped it down. You probably wiped it down with all your fingerprints on it. Get it off here.
Just dropped it in the what's the lake? The fucking. Yes, just dropped it right there off the bridge. Yeah, so I was just like, dog, never again. Romar made us run for like.
Yeah, so what happened? So he must have called you guys in and talked to you.
That day.
You went to his office, or did he do it in front of the team?
Bro, so they let us go. They didn't say anything. They called the coach. I guess Romar must have handled it, but they let us stay at fucking apartments Romar calls, I think, Abdul, or he sends like a group text. I was like, hey, I need everybody at the gym in like the next 30 minutes. Oh, bro, we ran like for an hour.
It was just you guys. This wasn't, the team wasn't even there.
No, bro, no. This was me. This was like this.
Just 4 of you guys.
No, this is more than 4. It's like 5 or 6 of us, 6 or 7 maybe.
Was
but
he
it was a lot of guys.
Was he tripping on you guys? Like,
what you talking, bro? The cops just called the coach talking about your players are on campus playing with guns. Romar's a real old school coach. He didn't even curse in practice. I've never heard Romar.
That's what I'm saying. So like,
it was a big deal. We got in trouble.
But how does he doesn't curse? But did he like yell at you guys, or was he just was he just like was he like just dogging you out?
He was yelling and being like, what do you guys? What is going through you? Why would you guys feel like what is? It was like one of them things that's just like like why would y'all think this was something y'all could do?
Were you guys shooting them, or were you just?
So I think we might have shot. So Scott, I had an airsoft gun. Scott had a BB gun. The BB gun looked real because it was metal.
Yeah, it's metal.
You know how it's like the little C2 whatever. Yes. So when he shoots it, the thing slides back.
Yeah.
So he shot it in the air like. So somebody saw that and it was like, oh my god, and so they ran and just told him. I mean, mine was plastic. It was see-through. I was like, Nerf gun. But him, not so much. So they were tripping on that, and yeah, we paid for it. We paid for it, and that was the end of the shenanigans.
No more shenanigans.
No more. I was like, I can't run this much. I was really gonna die. Like as much as those guys ran for the Hawaii shit, that's how much I ran, and it wasn't cool.
Yeah, it was a lot.
Yeah,
bro.
I like it all.
That's insane. I can't imagine. You just see that in the courtyard on campus. You know, people are going to.
We didn't even know it's a whole bunch of black guys with guns. I can guarantee that's what they said. They probably didn't even say nothing about like basketball players or anything. It's the hoop team. They said it's niggas with guns here. Come get them. Come get them. They got 2 firearms. We need you to come get them right away.
Oh man.
So, yeah. Thank God.
Oh.
We're hoopers.
Don't. That's just that's
give him Gaddy. It's like I do remember that. We were like, bro, Gaddy, it has to be you. You're light skinned. You have to open the door.
Did he end up opening it?
Yes.
Just him, and then you guys were all right behind him.
Just like, I was in my room, sitting on my bed, like I was about to get fucking
calling your mom,
spanking her or some shit. Yeah, like I was like, this is it.
you guys are sweating, boy.
It was bad. It was not a good day.
All right, man. Well, I'll see you in Atlanta. We're gonna probably record in Atlanta, so we'll have something coming out for you guys next week after we have our travels in Atlanta and just see what we can get into.
Hopefully, not too much.
Not too much.
With my financial advisor, so it should be a grand old, just kick back. Nothing too crazy. We're all in our mid-30s.
Yeah, not too much going on. Watching football, be old.
Yeah, exactly. Be old, especially if we get to this Airbnb and the bed is not to my liking. My back is going to be absolutely inflamed for the next 72 hours, and you will hear about it. Yeah, we'll hear about it.
We'll hit that comment, like, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and we'll catch you guys next week. Peace.
Yeah, coming in.